plug and play remote start for the Jeep Wrangler. This is the JK. Uses the Factory Key Fob, which is freaking awesome. I think it was like 119 bucks when I got it. I'll post up the Amazon link, but there is the SKU. Mine's a 2016 model, should work for any of the JKs. Here's the tools you're going to need. T20 Torx bit. Make sure you have a dedicated one like this because there's two recessed holes in the trim panel that's underneath the steering column, and it's going to have to fit up to a depth of about right there. So, and there's not enough room to have one that's a driver head style bit. So get a dedicated one, something to cut a wire, something to tidy up the end of that wire. Paint can opener would be handy, or something that'll help you depress the connector to remove it. It's a tricky one. Light. If you have a 2017, you're going to need some type of pry tool, something like this, maybe bigger, like this. That'll help you get past it. 2016, I didn't need it. 2016 and older, you're not going to need it. Zip ties, or I got some Velcro tape here to help tidy everything up underneath the dash once we're done. In the box, there's no paper instructions, which is kind of bogus. They do give you a little QR code to go watch a video, but you're watching this one. We got the module. Real simple, and the harness, plug and play. Harness has this override switch built into it. I guess you could locate that somewhere hidden under the dash or something like that. There is one wire you need to cut if you have a Jeep Wrangler. You can see there it's clearly marked. Cut if you have a Wrangler only. And this wire on mine is green. In their video it's purple. So I'm gonna actually cut it right about here. And then tape those ends off. Folded and taped off. That way my friend Murphy can never connect them back up. T-harness is going to connect in underneath the steering column, so we're going to be removing this kick panel here and this bottom panel on the steering column. Adjust your steering wheel all the way up to give you the maximum room. And this kick panel here, pretty easy. Just has some, it's just clipped in, so you're going to pull it here and then over here. Then it's going to fold down, remove out. T20 screw up in here, one in the very bottom in the center, then one up in here on this bottom part of the steering column cover. Go ahead and remove those. Alright, 2017 year models have like an extra lip up in here on this piece. You have to wedge a tool in there to pry this piece off. Mine's a 2016, looks like I do not have it. So 16 and earlier probably doesn't have it. I'm just going to unclip from the sides, pull down. Easy peasy. Alright. There's your ignition. Here is our module here we need to T-harness into. So we got to disconnect this connector right here. The release for it is conveniently located on the back side. I think they make some tools for these, but just be careful. We're going to have to depress that release on the back side and remove this connector. Probably easier said than done. Oh, got it. Dadgum. Okay, I need to get one of those disconnector tools, but I use this paint can opener to help depress that in the back. I just couldn't get my finger back there well enough. Man. Okay, grab your T-harness here. We have our two black connectors, and this is basically going to T in between these two, so we're going to take this female side and grab the connector from the Jeep. Let's see, it looks like it goes in this way. Snap that one in. And then this side, make sure we have it oriented correctly where that release tab is on the opposite side. And make sure you go straight in with this, get it lined up. Make sure it's not smashing anything. or bending any pins. Snap that one in place. Alright, grab your module. We got our 4 connector ends right here, all approximately the same length as far as cabling. There is a really long, it's hard for me to get it in camera view here, a really long cable here. Just set that aside, you're not using that one. And then there's that switch, we're not using that right now. This module here, there's a program button. You want to press that in, keep it pressed in, and we're going to take this black cable, black-ended cable, 4 prong, and line it up. Set it in. Now our lights are going to be modulating there. When they reach blue, all blue, release. Now we can plug in these other 3. And if you missed it, just redo it, unplug and start over. So we're going to plug our big connector in. And on the other side, we have a red and a white one left. Get this white one here. And a red one. All clicked in. Still got our blue lights, they're solid. Alright, grab your key, turn it to the on position. You're going to see this flash. And then turn it off. Now we're going to take our key fob and hit the lock button. And we are programmed. Let's test it out. You're going to hit the lock button 3 times. And not real rapid, but about a second in between. Give it a sec. Nothing happened. I had that switch wrong. Alright, we're all tested out, programmed up, and you program the module so you don't have to reprogram your key fobs or nothing. The module's getting programmed, so that's what we did. So both, if one key fob works, the other one will. Make sure your immobilizer switch is apparently in the off position. Instructions aren't clear on that. I'm going to keep it off. I probably won't access that. I'll leave it tucked under the dash, but it's there. I guess on means it immobilizes the remote start, I guess. So let's tidy these cables up, put our panels back on. And there's a 10mm bolt. So there's a panel right here. Now I have this, the previous owner installed a electronic brake controller for towing. So he's got it kind of zip tied there, but there's a metal panel held on with 2 bolts, 10mm. Just undo those. You can remove this little panel, set it to the side. And we got access underneath here. So I'm going to find a place out of the way and zip tie all this stuff up. Make sure your clips are lined up on the sides. Clip this bottom piece back in. And we should have our 2 long and 1 short T20 screws. Alright, make sure your two side ones are snugged and the panel seams are all aligned. And then finish up snugging the bottom one. Snugged. Alright, bottom panel. Put the bottom two pieces in first, then clip it in place. Okay, all done. It's probably harder for me to try to film it than it was to do it. Hopefully this helps you. My horn is disabled. You can turn that on or off. Normally when you hit the lock on your Jeep, it'll beep that horn at you. So I have mine in the where it doesn't do that setting. The lights should come on, the indicator lights. So let's test that out real quick and then we'll be done with this one. So we're going to hit the lock button 3 times on our fob. Give it a sec. There it goes. So, in case you're wondering, you know, like maybe you have your Jeep in the driveway or something like that, and you have your horn disabled, you can, if you have an eyesight on the lights, it's going to give you some indicators that it did actually remote start your Jeep. These are great. Plug and play. Awesome. Link down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Sharing the vid. Oh, if you decide you want to turn this off and you're not getting in the Jeep, you can go ahead and hit the button, the lock button 3 more times and it'll turn it off. So it shuts it down for us like that, and other than that, 15-minute timer on it, it's going to auto shut off, so that should be plenty of time to warm your Jeep up or cool it down, whatever. These are great because, say you have it in your driveway, someone can't just get in and drive off with your Jeep. They hit the brake pedal, it's going to shut it off. So you have to put the key in and turn it on and roll from there. Boom.